Hello, Alan Bourke is my name, and welcome to our video series titled Selling Your Home by Auction. The auction method is certainly popular in the eastern states, with the great majority of homes being sold by auction. In WA, it's quite a small number of homes. Somewhere around 5% of homes are selling by auction. But those sellers have identified specific reasons why they're auctioning their home, and in the great majority of occasions, they're very successful and they're very happy with the process. This video is designed to teach you about the auction process, of why you should auction your home, and indeed what are the benefits of selling your home using the auction method. Firstly, why would you put your property to auction? The most important answer is you're dealing with cash unconditional buyers first, who are able to meet your terms of auction, rather than having to meet their terms if they offer using a private treaty method. Prices go up rather than going down using private treaty. And there's much more certainty in relation to the marketing campaign. You as the seller have got pre-organised inspection times on designated days so that you can set your life around it. So what does an auction campaign actually look like? Traditionally we have either 4 or 5 Saturday home opens, with either 3 or 4 Wednesday or Sunday home opens. On the day of auction, we open the property a half hour before the auction time. You'll have full colour signboards on the property. We'll mark it around the area, call it Tell 200, where we let 200 of the neighbours know. Editorials are requested from the West Australian, the Sunday Times and perhaps community newspapers, and we may run a series of classified ads in these papers. We produce high quality gloss brochures and offer different web packages so that you give your property the highest amount of exposure. Our sales team really gets behind each other's auctions and ensures that all their own buyers are contacted if the home may be of interest. So what's a campaign look like, and what will happen in the 4 or 5 weeks leading up to the auction day? Each week after the home opens, you immediately get feedback from your agent about the number of buyers and what they're saying about your home. On the Monday or Tuesday, after the callbacks on the weekend, we're able to establish what the marketplace believes your home is worth without you having to disclose to them what your expectations are. During this period, we will have a number of inspections, perhaps re-inspections from buyers, and we may see valuers, building companies, white-hat inspectors and bank managers visit the home during the marketing campaign. On the last Wednesday or Thursday prior to the auction, we traditionally have a strategy meeting. This is where we sit down with the sellers and summarise the number of people who've been through the home, the number of re-inspections, any offers prior to auction, and what people are saying in relation to your property and their feedback on price. The part of an auction that most people don't understand is the bidding, and there are a number of terms that need to be explained. For example, there's the opening bid of the auction, where an auctioneer will call for bids. There is what's called seller bids or vendor bids, where you counter offer as a seller back to the buyer in order to boost bidding. There is a holding over price, whereby we traditionally have a meeting before we sell a property. There's a reserve price and there's a final sale price. On the day of auction, the auctioneer will start by summarising the property, pick out the good points about the home, the land, location, and then encourage buyers into action. Whilst every effort is made to spur them into action, more often than not, the buyers are reluctant to come in with an opening bid. And quite often, the bidding is started with a seller bid or a vendor bid at a pre-arranged level with yourself. If the bidding doesn't achieve the reserve price, the auctioneer will hold the auction, saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hold there and seek some instructions from the owners." This is where the holding over process comes in, and this is a negotiation using the terms of auction between you, the seller, and the potential buyer with the highest bid. It is an offer, counter-offer situation aimed at getting the buyer to, at or beyond the reserve price, to then achieve the sale price using the auction terms. If we get from the buyer a price that is acceptable, then we'll bring that price back into the auction arena, resume the auction and say, "There's been a change of bid, ladies and gentlemen. The new offer is XYZ. The buyer acknowledges the new bid, and then we say these important words. If there's no higher bid, we will now sell the property. Some bidders will come out at this stage because they know the property is about to be sold. If the property sells, then perfect, that's a great result. If it doesn't, then some sellers may choose to have a final parking bid or seller bid to move the expectation of the market closer to what they had envisaged for a sale price. The property is then called 3 times. If there's no higher bid, then the property is passed in. We can then go to the market with a separate private treaty campaign based on this final parking bid as an asking price or close to that price. So that's the process. It's an exciting process. It's limited in its time frame. A lot of energy goes into the campaign from your particular agent, indeed the company, and it's high energy on the day. Auction comes from the Greek word octio, which means to increase. So obviously with increasing bids, you can sleep well at night knowing that your property is sold for the very highest price possible. So if you'd like to know more about this often overlooked but highly profitable way of selling your home, then we'd be delighted for you to call Bourkes on 9474 2000 and we'll happily go through the process with you. Thank you.